Product owners by nature are the value maximizers. They're put in place to ensure the Scrum team focuses on the thing that matters the most. Sadly, though, many product owners do things that are detrimental to their own goals. Today, I want to talk to you about 9 things product owners should immediately stop doing. Let's see how many you recognize and whether you agree with the list or not. And if you have comments, I'd love to see your comments in the comments for this episode. All right, so here we go. Number 1, the product owner should stop immediately acting as the team's manager. Product owners are accountable for the value of the product resulting from the work of their teams. They do this by defining and refining a well-defined product backlog and product goal to establish the long-term objective for the product and to make sure that they have everything outlined that's in an easy-to-consume format for the team. But a product owner is definitely not the team manager. They collaborate with teams, with one or more teams, and the teams come in and they do the work, and that's great. But the product owner should be focused on the work and allow the teams to swarm to that limited work in progress. So who's leading? Well, the Scrum Master is the governor who serves the team by making sure that they're accountable for what they're trying to do and that they have effective workloads and that they're able to do things. And the developers are the ones who actually come up with a sprint goal that is in alignment with the product goal. So product owners, product goal, team members, sprint goal, and then finally, Scrum Masters are the team governor. If you work that way, that allows the time for the product owner to focus on the backlog. Okay, number 2. The product owner should be one with the team, but stay outside the team. I know product owners who don't feel like they're part of the Scrum team. They feel like it's just not right. They merely see themselves playing a role during sprint planning, sprint review, and refinement, and that's it. They don't participate in retrospectives. They're unapproachable. They just kind of tune out. The product owner is an integral part of the team, and they need to be involved. They need to ensure that the product goal and product backlog items are well-defined, easy to understand, and easily consumable. They also may have to help the team navigate towards their sprint goal to help them achieve their needs. So it's important to have a product owner that is engaged. Okay, let's go to number 3. The product owner should stop suffocating developers with meticulously crafted backlog items. Now, I know I said it needs to be easy to consume and well-prepared, but there's a difference between easy to consume and well-prepared and meticulously crafted, right? Product owners may mix up product backlog management with extended analysis. This is a major pitfall of working, especially in complex environments. This is where you don't know upfront what's going to happen. So you create detailed analysis based on assumptions. And product owners better focus on what they wish to achieve with certain product backlog rather than how to get to the end goal, right? Let the developers find out how they can best achieve the objectives. But I'm telling you now, this is just a poison, and I've seen it over and over again. How about number 4? The product owner should never determine which technology is going to be used. There's a reason why you have technology specialists. They should be the ones choosing the technologies. The product owner, no matter how savvy they are, shouldn't choose every detail of the technology. They might be specialists in the purview of the field. They might be specialists in the identity of the product. But they, in general, sometimes like to push their own ideas, which is no bueno. So it doesn't make sense when product owners do that. Developers are the experts in crafting a product, and they should remain the experts at crafting a product. Okay, product owners need to stop pushing the scope of the sprint. What I mean by that is a lot of times it's sprint planning. Product owners are not doing what they need to do. Product owners should work with the developers to craft a sprint goal that helps them focus on the most valuable thing they need to achieve for the product as an achievable, tangible result. However, the developers need to decide what the product backlog items should be like in order to help them reach that goal. They select the items to include in a sprint, and given that the product owner is ordering the backlog in stack rank order or objective stack rank order, they should have a proposal of what the next thing to do is, the next function. And while their influence is still strong, the product owner's influence is indirect. Okay, let's go to number 6. Number 6, the product owner should never ignore the team's capacity. Some product owners I know have their eyes fixed on productivity and delivery of a product, and they get fixated on that, and that's it. They wish to see developers commit to more work than they can historically complete, and they're taught the old business school model. So in business school, we were taught to always continue to ask for more and more from your teams until they say no. They can always take on more until they say no. And that's a very poor way to manage things, but boy, you'd be surprised how many people do that. It's one of those things where, if you're not strong enough to say no, we all know what good teams, oh, you're doing so great, congratulations, good team, we're going to reward you with more work. It happens all the time, right? So that's a poison that needs to end. Okay, how about number 7? The product owner should never lead the daily scrum. Yay! Another anti-pattern I see a lot with product owners is that they want to say, I'm the owner of the backlog, and they want to know an update on every backlog item. So they literally operationally run the daily scrum. And it drives me crazy because developers can't play the active role that they should while building the increment to reach the sprint goal if the product owner is constantly in position to do it. And to ride them about what they're doing, right? So the discussion isn't focused on the things that developers need to do to optimize their chances of reaching a sprint goal. It becomes more product focused, which takes longer and takes away from the gist of the meeting. All right, let's go to number 8. The product owner should stop and force skipping parts of the definition of done. Okay, many things I've seen going wrong involving product owners have to do with the product owners taking a leadership role in building the products. Product owners should not force the developers to skip code review or testing just to be on time, right? You don't want to just cut into the definition of done. The definition of done has set quality standards for a reason. That shouldn't be skipped. On top of that, developers are in control of their work, and they know what they need to do, and they know what's left. And the issue, why this is so confusing oftentimes, why this issue even arises, is that people perceive the sprint to be a strict delivery time box. And here's the truth, it's not. Sometimes you're just going to be adding value. It might not be a completely... That's why they call it a potentially shippable product increment instead of a product increment, right? So sometimes it's going to be something that's potentially shippable, and you need to be fine with that. I mean, sure, there's less to show to sprint review, but a lesson learned, nevertheless, is that you need to stand up and support the team and say, hey, I know exactly what you're going through, and I'm going to be there to help you along the way. Yes? And then finally, a product owner should never ignore the purpose of the sprint review. I know quite a few product owners who treat the sprint review as a demo only, and that's it. They discuss what they plan to do during the sprint and what the reality was, and chastise the team for not finishing everything they said they were going to do, and talk about ethics and morals and standing by your word and making commitments and what a commitment is. I can go on and on. But the truth is, a sprint review is a sprint review. It's an opportunity to share learnings with stakeholders and collaborate on what to do next. This includes reviewing newly created increments. But an important factor should also be a discussion of progress towards the product goal, plus all kinds of factors that impact the journey. Stakeholders may have a new insight for users or competitors or technological advances that have an impact on your product. The sprint review oftentimes is a wasted moment to focus on value maximization, and I think that it's unfortunate because you can do so much more with the review and the retrospective than what you're currently doing. And I think too many people let that concept slip and pass them by. So one more time, just to recap, the 9 things a product owner should stop doing: acting as a team's manager, staying outside of the team, suffocating developers with meticulously crafted backlog, determining the technology that needs to be used, pushing the scope of the sprint, ignoring the team's capacity, leading in the daily scrum, enforcing skipping parts of the definition of done, and ignoring the purpose of the sprint review. If you have a product owner that can identify and focus on those things, that would be grand. That would be perfect. So for those of you who are wondering, I know earlier we discussed a definitive Scrum Master guide. There will be, here's a preview, there will be a definitive product owner guide, but it's taken a little bit of time because I want to make sure we get the Scrum Master one perfected first. So I'm going to guess within the next 4 to 6 weeks, you'll see a product owner guide as well. We'll probably revisit this podcast episode when we do. That's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care. Cheers.